Good morning and welcome to another episode of the Ramblings of an Insomniac. I am Courtney. Hello, good morning, good afternoon. How's everyone doing? I hope your morning has started off well. I hope the birds are singing and it's like a scene from Cinderella and birds are singing and helping you get dressed, and it's a beautiful day. I mean, I don't want it to be like Cinderella's, and I don't want you locked up somewhere being, a slave for your family. But I hope your day is great. And if you're well into your day, I hope the rest of your day goes well and you get to go home and put your feet up and do a little you, have a little you time. So I have been doing many podcasts where I sound like an unhinged, angry liberal. But no, I am an unhinged, angry Republican right now. I don't think I'm unhinged. Angry is accurate, though. Frustrated, sad, concerned, fearful, worried. And those things. I don't think I'm unhinged, though. Have I been, throwing a fit a little bit? Possibly, yeah. Probably. Have I been yelling a lot? Yeah, kind of. I mean, again, I don't really think I'm yelling, but I'm raising my voice a bit. I'm getting heated. I'm getting caught up in all of this noise. And right now, I'm on a walk. And the noise that I want to pay attention to, the noise that I should be focusing on, are the birds. Can you hear them? I'm listening to those birds. I am looking up. There's not a cloud in the sky. Not a single cloud. The sun is shining. The sun is shining down on me. I'm going to have a good day. You know that song? I'm going to have a good day. Oh, you don't want me to sing, but I spent some time last night looking up some gospel music and listening to some Christian songs and trying to get myself back to good. Trying to center myself and take a step back again and focus on the good. I have my family and they are healthy. I have an amazing family that I am so blessed and so grateful for. And I have a home. I have animals that I love so much. And, like I said, I have a home. I have food. And I have clothes. I've got friends. I have an awesome support system. And I live in a great area. So I have a lot to be thankful for. Anytime that I've struggled, I have had friends and strangers that have come out of absolutely nowhere to help me out. Sorry, I just realized that while I was doing my podcast, I got completely sidetracked by this thing. I could not figure out what it was, and I finally realized that I thought this is very sweet, and you may have noticed I started kind of drifting there a bit. Or maybe you didn't notice because I do it so freaking often in my podcast. I just start squirrel and I get sidetracked and digress. You probably didn't notice because I do it too much. But I saw this thing and I was like, what in the hell am I looking at? And someone has this, it looks like a, I guess it'd be a bag that oranges come in, those red meshy bags, those kind of mesh bags with the holes in them that usually oranges come in. It kind of looks like one of those bags, but with holes that are a little smaller, quite a bit smaller. And it looks like they stuffed it full with either cat and or dog hair, some type of fur. I think it's cat or dog hair, I'm assuming. I hope. I hope it's animal hair. Some type of animal's hair, I'm assuming dog or cat. And they're doing it so that the birds can use it. Again, I'm making this assumption. I don't know what they're doing it for, but I'm going to assume it's for the birds, so that the birds can build their nests, use it in their nests, which is kind of sweet. But sorry, I got sidetracked because if you saw what this thing looked like, especially from a distance, it almost looked like a chicken with the feathers, like an actual chicken, like with feathers, like a chicken, and like a rooster. Because then the top part of the bag, the way they have it situated, looked like a rooster's, I don't know what that's called, the red thing at the top of their head, their comb. I don't know what that is. It looked like that, and it looked like a chicken. And then the bottom of the bag has these like red things that almost look like feet, even though I know roosters don't, chickens don't have red feet, but it honestly looked like that. And the way that it's shaped and how bulky it is, I honest to God thought it was a chicken hanging from this post. And I was like, that's disturbing. So in the middle of my podcast, I was looking at that, and that's why I was kind of drifting. But now, upon further inspection, I believe it to be hair, some type of animal hair, that I'm assuming is for birds to use in their nests, which is pretty stinking sweet. I love that. Anyway, circling back. Remember, I always get there. It may take a while, but I always circle back around. I was listening to some music, trying to get myself back to, being grateful for all these things I have and living, although the state that I live in is incredibly liberal. The area I live in is about half and half, but the liberals that are here are not the crazy left. They are not the, once in a great while we'll have a very small, very peaceful, non-violent, non-destructive little protest on one of our main corners. Once in a while, maybe, 5 to 10 people will gather, and they're peaceful. They're not causing any type of issues at all. And I don't have any stinking problem with people like that. If you want to hold up signs supporting things that you believe in, and you want to do so without disturbing others, and you want to do so on public property, and you want to do so peacefully, not violently, not destroying things, not damaging things, not preventing people going to and from work or to and from their homes, or just using the city that they pay taxes on because they have a right to walk down the sidewalk of the city they live in and pay taxes on. If you're just being peaceful and hanging out, then hey. But I do have to say it was a little funny. There was a group of people yesterday, only about 5, and they were like pretty elderly, and I respect my elderly. I didn't say a word. They weren't doing anything. But there was a gentleman there that was, I don't know, in his late 50s, early 60s, something in there, and he's holding up a sign. So I went and I ran a couple of quick little errands, and I came back and I noticed that everybody else had left except for this one gentleman. And he's holding up a sign, and it says, "No dictators. Honk if you want to," something about like deport our dictator, and something about a dictator president. And, honk basically if you agree. Well, when I was sitting at a red light on the way to run my errands, many, many people passed, and no one honked. And then on my way back, sitting at a red light again, I was quite a ways back, and I was watching people in the left lane, green light, they could go, nobody honking. Watching people from the other side of the highway, no one honking. And then all the people that passed on my side when our light was green, no one honked. And I was like, nice. But again, he was peaceful. He wasn't hurting anybody. I don't have a problem with that at all. You do you if you're being peaceful and you're not destroying or harming anybody. You're not impeding someone from going to or from their home or work, and you're not impeding someone from doing their job, and you're being peaceful and, not hurting anybody, then hey, protest. It's your right. You don't need my permission, but it's a little bit odd, right? And then Gracie, I'm walking a dog right now, and she's cracking me up because she says the same thing. There was some people walking by, and I kind of watched where they were, and I kind of watched, and I'm not trying to be rude, but immediately I was like, oh, she has Karen written all over her. And then I wasn't trying to be snoopy. I just happened to be behind them. And Gracie kind of gave a look, and I noticed the look that she gave, so I paid attention. And I watched this lady go into her home, and I was right, judging by the things she had in her yard and the signs that she had in her yard. She was one of those extreme type of people. But I feel bad because I should not be able to, I shouldn't be looking at someone and judging them. But I kind of noticed because the dog I was walking sort of, I don't know, I could just tell that she was like, ugh, I don't like this person. And again, I don't care if you're a Republican, Democrat. I don't care if you're a Satan worshiper or what your beliefs are. I will accept everybody as long as they're not harming others, bullying and threatening others, as long as they are not forcing their beliefs onto me. It's one thing to have your beliefs. You should. People seem to abandon their morals and ethics far too quickly. Again, I've noticed that the left, and if you have, I'm sure there are people on the right that do this. I just haven't experienced myself. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Obviously, the right is not perfect. I don't think they're perfect. There are plenty of assholes and plenty of hypocrites and liars and pieces of crap on the right. Because again, like I've always said, humans are humans. They are not perfect. They mess up. They say and do dumb things. But it's sad because I don't want to judge people. I don't want to look at someone now that has bright colored hair with a gigantic nose ring and gauge earrings, that has their pajamas on. I don't want to immediately look at them and go, oh, God, they're probably unemployed. They're probably a crazy leftist. They probably hate America. I don't want to do that because back in the day, tattoos meant that you're a bad person, or, being black. People didn't like you because you were black. People didn't like you because you were Jewish. I don't want to be one of those people that sees someone and makes a judgment. That's not good. Nowadays, I feel, though, I notice people's race now. Never did before. Now I notice people's color of skin. Why? Because it's all we ever talk about. It's all the liberals bring up. Race, 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 race. You're a racist. You're a racist. You're a racist. Black, black, black this, black that, African this, Hispanic that. We have so many months and things that we celebrate now if you're brown-skinned. We have so many people that that say they're oppressed, that aren't. And so now I can't help it. That's all I notice. So they're creating, I'm not saying I'm racist now. I'm not saying that they've created someone that's racist. I'm not racist. I'm just saying I notice skin color now and didn't really do that before. Now it's all I see. And that's what Democrats want. Democrats want you to really focus on labels, to really focus on what makes us, they don't even want what makes us different. Because again, they want us all to be the same. But they just really want to focus on skin color and putting all their eggs in race. And like I talked about before, if all you have to offer in life is your skin color or who you sleep with, that's a sad existence. I highly suggest finding Jesus or getting a hobby, getting some exercise, getting a partner, a pet, get a job, something. Because it seems to me if you are spending all of your time just paying attention to your skin color and how it somehow holds you back, you're literally not trying. You aren't even looking for a solution. You can't in one breath be like, oh, I can't. Can't or won't. Those are two vastly different things. Either just because you won't do something, just because you're lazy or depressed or sad or not motivated, doesn't mean you can't. You just have excuses. You have reasons. The people that succeed they still have reasons, and some of them have actual legitimate things that are very, very, very difficult that they have to overcome. And yet, so many people out there have done it, regardless of their gender or skin color, regardless of who they sleep with, regardless of what country they came from. It's just an excuse. And I find it interesting and sad that people want those excuses. They want reasons to be failures. They want reasons to be unmotivated, lazy, jobless. And then they want to complain about it. And then they don't want anybody else to have success. And I'm like, so I don't understand. You don't want success. You don't want to be happy, and you also don't want others to be happy. How does it affect your life if other people are successful? How does that affect your life? Other than being jealous, how does it affect your life? You're going to give yourself an ulcer or a heart attack, high blood pressure, depression. Clearly, you're already mentally unstable. Why are you coveting what someone else has? Why not just be proud of them, happy for them, and be like, I'm going to get me some of that. Dang, I would love myself a home. I would love to own a home and a car. I would love to be able to pay my bills. Why on earth would someone go, you know what my goal is? To sit around and complain incessantly about absolutely, literally every single thing on possible earth, every single microscopic thing. I'm going to channel all of my energy into, and I'm going to focus on all the hate, all the bad. I'm going to make up bad. I'm going to make up things. I'm going to create things that aren't even there just so I can be really miserable. And then I want to not get a job. I want to mooch off the system. And then I want to complain about how much I hate the system. And I want to mooch off of taxpayers while I am also complaining about hating the government. And I want to just sit around and be a hateful, miserable, unhappy person that's unsuccessful, and then blame everybody else and get mad at everybody else that has things, even though I'm claiming I don't want them. And even though I know that if I win the lottery or something, I will definitely be all into that money. And I would never want to pay all the taxes that I'm expecting the rich to pay. I will not want to pay all the taxes that I'm claiming the rich should have to pay. No one does that. No one wakes up and says, I'm just going to be a loser today. I'm just going to be a miserable, hateful loser. That's what I want to do. That's a goal. How proud would you be of your child? How proud are these parents of these kids? Or, well, they're not kids. They're grown-ass adults. How proud are these parents? Are these grandparents? Are these aunts and uncles and siblings? Like, do they know this? Do they know that their kid's doing this? Are they supporting this? Probably. I just, the whole thing with Don Lennon or Lemon, I don't know what the fuck his name is, Don Lennon, he's genuinely, I mean this sincerely, I think he is genuinely a mentally ill person. He decided that it would be a fabulous idea to facilitate and help and videotape while claiming that he's, just being a journalist and saying, oh, it's my First Amendment right. It's my First Amendment right. Well, he and this biatch of a lady decided, and a group of people, and she does this, by the way, don't remember her name, but she and this other dude do this where they go into churches, while people are worshiping on a Sunday, while people are actively worshiping, they barge in to a private place while they are worshiping and start screaming and yelling and protesting about Renee Good. Screaming, literally screaming and shouting and barging in and making a huge scene. And then Don Lemon is sitting there in someone's face as they're trying to push them away and ask him to get out of his face. He's still right there, all up in this guy's space, saying, no, we have First Amendment rights. I'm just leading a protest. It's a protest. We have a right to protest. We have a right. No, you douche lord. You don't. You incredibly stupid, dumb man that wants so much attention. He has to have it because he knows he's not relevant. He knows people have absolutely had it with his lies, his blatant lies. He and Joaquin Jeffries are the most idiotic. I honestly think they were dropped on their heads multiple times. I think they quite literally have something mentally wrong with them. But he says things that aren't true, and he barges into while people are in a Sunday church worshiping, not doing anything, not bothering anybody. And then this other guy and a group of people, looks like it's in Portland, but not sure where, group of people decide that it's equally appropriate while people are walking into church, minding their own business. Some of them have children, by the way. Some of them are holding the hands of their children, minding their own business, doing absolutely nothing wrong, walking into church. And as they're walking into church, these anti-ICE douche lords, uneducated, useless, worthless, unhinged, waste of space humans that are not helping anybody, haven't helped anybody. They have helped no one be saved. They haven't saved anybody from being deported, not a single person. They have literally helped absolutely no one. They've just caused damage. They've just caused misery. They have caused unaliving. They have caused people to be in the hospital, but they haven't actually helped a single person. That's a fact. It's a fact. They haven't helped anybody. But anyways, they're standing outside of a church with children screaming, F you, you effing fascist, you racist pieces of crap. You're not Christian. You're Satan worshipers who don't care about Renee Good. Say her name, Renee Good. They're screaming. And when I say screaming, I am saying getting in people's actual faces and screaming while they're going into church minding their own business. While they have kids, they're in people's faces, right up in their faces, screaming at the very top of their lungs, cussing at them, saying Renee Good, shouting all kinds of obscenities. And this is how they say that they're helping people. This is how they say they are doing good. They're being good. Because remember, be good. Wear those pins that say be good while you're out screaming at people while they're trying to worship the Lord. Now, let's say any Republican, let's say a single Republican did this in, let's say, a mosque. Let's say we went into some Somali community while they were worshiping whatever they worship, and goats and whatnot. I don't care if that offends you guys. Don't go, oh, I said what I said. They sleep with goats. They eat goats. They do all kinds of things with goats. It's gross, but not all Somalis. I realize not all Somalis, but if we did this, if any Republican went into any kind of mosque, if we went into any kind of a church where the Democrats were, if we did this with the Somali community, if we did this with anybody on their party while they were at church, oh my God, in heaven, there would be more riots, more destruction. CNN, MSNBC, everybody would be going on and on. It would be the apocalypse. The entire world would burn down. If we did any of the things that the liberals have done to us, if we did a single thing, one single thing, literally, if we did a single thing to the liberals that they have been doing to us for 10 years, they would, remember when they had safe rooms? They had to have safe rooms. They literally can't cope with life. They have such a heightened sense of just always. It's like they're constantly looking around. You can't live in that heightened state of emotion. You're going to have a heart attack. You're going to have anxiety. And again, it is a proven fact by reputable companies that have been doing studies since the 60s. Since the 60s, several reputable, very, very, very reputable companies have done studies proving that mental illness, depression, and anxiety, and being alone are anywhere from 24% to 37% higher in liberals. And when I say that range it's because it depends on if we're talking being alone, not being married or not having a partner, or if we're talking women, because women liberals have a much higher rate than male liberals of being mentally unstable, alone, depressed, angry, be riddled with anxiety. And again, this is studies that have been done since the 60s, so tons of data. And yet, here we are, with all these crazy people running around thinking that they're the normal ones, when scientific proof shows that's not the case. Oh, more dogs. But I want to sit here and I'm trying to tune out all of that noise. And last night I was like, God, I got to tune out. I got to drown out all of that nastiness. And I've got to drown out all of that constant, incessant nastiness. And I've got to focus on this beautiful world and my grandkids and my sons. And I've got to focus on my health. And I have to focus on my friends and my customers. And I have been so blessed, and so many people have been calling me and reaching out to me and wanting my services. And that means the world to me. It just means the world to me that people have been so loyal and so supportive. And I love that I still get to see my dogs and be around my customers who are also my friends. And I need to focus on that. I need to focus on the fact that I have a supportive group of people that have always helped me out and been there for me. And like I said, I've got my family. It's a beautiful day. I live in a beautiful area. Whether my state's liberal or not, she's still pretty. She's still pretty. So I'm trying to drown out all of that jibber jabber and constant hate that the left has and just give it to God and say, you know what? This is too much for me. It's not my cross to bear. It's not for me to, decide punishment or talk about punishment or accountability, really. I hope that accountability happens. It is for me to be upset if people aren't held accountable when they break the law. But at the same time, it's out of my control. And I do talk about controlling the things we can and letting go of the rest and focusing on the good and trying to just take a breath, let go of all of that anger, let go of the things we can't control and focus on the things we can and focus on that good, healthy stuff. So last night I found a bunch of Christian singers that I really like. And I'm not claiming to be Christian. I am claiming to just be someone who believes that there's a higher power. And I'm going to choose to call that person God. But I also believe in just, the universe and energy. I believe that in energy. Big believer in that. And I believe in, again, treating people with respect and kindness. And I say a lot of disrespectful things. So definitely have to work on that. But I'm trying. Again, I'm kind of a work in progress. But I go around holding open doors for people. And if I see someone in distress, I'm going to help. If I see someone or hear about someone that is down on their luck, I want to help. I'm a compassionate person and I care a lot. And that's why these kinds of things that I see today, when I see people having their rights taken away, it breaks my heart. When I see how horribly mistreated the elderly are, it breaks my heart. When I see how horribly mistreated Trump supporters are and how horribly mistreated our flag and our country is, it breaks my heart because I love this country. And so many other countries love this country. And many people are jealous of those that are American citizens and want badly to be an American citizen. And how sad is it that those that are American citizens don't appreciate it? Where has all the appreciation gone? Did you wake up this morning? If you woke up this morning, be happy. You're blessed to have another day. You have another chance. You have another opportunity. Hell yeah, that's a freaking good thing. You get to wake up. Other people didn't get that chance. Charlie Kirk didn't get that chance. Renee Good didn't get that chance. Now, the reasons they didn't get that chance are vastly different, but neither of them got that chance. And there are a lot of people out there that take advantage of that and think that every single day we're going to be able to have that day. We're going to be able to take that breath. And eventually you're not. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but eventually you're not going to be able to take that breath. So while you're here, why are you using it to be a jackass? Why are you wasting it? Why are you complaining? Sure, we have shit going on. And you have a right to be sad about stuff. You have a right to be angry and sad and frustrated. But you don't need to constantly make everybody else part of your misery. You don't need to drag everybody else down. That's a mood kill. That's buzzkill, man. Party foul. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. You're a douche. Douche violation. Just love life. And if it's a hard life, try your best to find the one good thing and focus on that one good thing to hopefully carry you through until eventually things aren't as bad, until eventually things get better. And if it takes a little longer than others, that sucks. And I'm so sorry because let me tell you, I've been there. I have absolutely been there. And again, it's okay to be angry and frustrated and sad and pissed. No one can tell you how to feel. But if you live in that and you never, ever, ever find the good, then you're going to die just this miserable person. And how sad is that? Isn't that just sad? I want people to be humans again. I want people to care again. I want people to actually look around again, to open their eyes again, to see how freaking extraordinary people can be. I've seen it. I've seen people do the worst things, and I've also seen people do the most amazing acts of kindness, of selflessness. I've seen it. I've experienced it myself. I've had people help me and do something so selfless and so kind without asking for a single thing in return. I've even had this from strangers. Let's focus on those people. Let's focus on the people that are actually helping illegal immigrants become legal. Let's focus on the people that are actually helping people become citizens legally. Let's focus on the people that are helping the elderly, helping the fire department, the police department, ICE agents, first responders of all kind. Let's focus on those that have daycares that are kicking ass and legal. Shout out to actual legitimate daycare centers that actually have children, love kids, take care of children safely, and care about them. And they do it legally. Shout out to people that actually work, that pay taxes. Let's focus on those people. Let's focus on the people that are doing the good, putting in the work. People that not only love themselves, but love others. Let's give a shout out to educated people. That's not common anymore. Let's focus on the good things. Let's focus on all the amazing animals out there and help them out. There are so many good things we can do. There are so many people and animals and actual legitimate, real, non-fraudulent charities out there. We can find them. We can donate our time and energy. So, I'm trying. I am trying. I need extra help. I am biting my tongue so hard, but I am trying. I may not be perfect. I may slip up, but at least I'm putting in the effort. You know who's putting in the effort? You guys. All of those out there who have been downloading my podcast and maybe mentioning it to a friend, a neighbor, a coworker, a partner, aunt, uncle, stranger, shouting it from the rooftops. Listen to the ramblings of an insomniac. Thank you times a million. I appreciate it more than I can express. I cannot even express enough how much it means to me that more and more people are tuning in. And of course, I appreciate very much those who have been tuning in since the beginning. You're freaking awesome. You're the OG. You are the OG. And I appreciate it so much. Please continue to do so. I am on YouTube. I am on Instagram. I am on X, formerly known as Twitter. I am on Clapper. So you can find me on those platforms. Please check out my YouTube page. Anyway, thank you. Until next time.